My Gavan and Melanine, and well met indeed. I am Arakia Garadirthan, the head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we continue on with our Total War Submod and playing as Dol Amroth. Submod is, of course, that there were no preset alliances or enemies at the start of this campaign. Everyone was neutral to everyone. This is the situation we are in now. Everything's going rather damn well. We've managed to push Harad back. Our terrible loss of Amandir in the Western Horondor is forgotten, as Prince Adriel the Kind, leading an army, unfortunately, of coastal wardens, is mopping up Harad on the northern side of the Harnan. South Water is what Harnan means in Sindarin. We've also taken Finabel, the capital city of Harad, with the army that was guarding our western border. But now we are allied to Gondor, we no longer need people on the western border. But the real, and of course the most pressing concern, is the arrival of the scum, the Rohirrim, who pretend to be horse lords. They deign to suggest that we, the noble sons of Numenor, are worse on the field than they. And they will pay for their arrogance. A Rohirric general is besieging Western Osgiliath, led by Elfhelm and Aldwulf the Handsome. And we have Jake Gyllenhaal defending Western Osgiliath. We are going to attack Rohan, that's going to be the focus of this episode. But before I do, a brief little point while we're loading in, actually, because I am going to meet them on the field.
I respect you, my enemy.
How long do we siege up for? 9 turns. Yeah, I'd rather beat that army than wait till they get these extras coming in. Although, having said that,
It will be an honor
that army would be so easily killed if I wait to fight it on the battle map, because that's a horse, 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 and that's a horse. And horses are notoriously rubbish at sieging cities, so even if Swidhelm and Captain Fulgar come and join in, who seems to have even more cavalry, I think we'd still be alright. I'll give it a turn, we'll see what happens. They've got siege equipment now, so they're good to go, so as I say, we'll wait a turn. As our army is kind of training. Oh yeah, look, Minas Tirith is really coming along nicely, well done.
Awaiting your command. Onward!
You're joining us from somewhere as well, apparently. Ah, Pelargir. Marvellous.
My lord.
Just what's needed.
Yes.
Oh, and you can't make it there in one turn. Can you build more roads, please? No. Nope. Where's the boats, though? Dervarin, you're going to want to take those ballastai up.
Set sail!
Chuck in some guardsmen. We're making really solid money now that we've got an alliance with Gondor. Our trade is blossoming. Something that many people have noted, and I have once again failed abysmally to do, is of course the upgrading of my units now that we're into the barracks event, and to stop training weak, crappy militia and to start implementing actual elites into our roster. Something I have not been doing too well. But we'll end the turn. But what I have to discuss is the barracks event. In the Bree video that was a few days ago, I said that we're going to remove the barracks event, we're going to do some testing, we're going to put it so that the barracks event is linked. Oh, brilliant, they've attacked Gondor. So Gondor's joined us against Rohan, that's good. I said I was going to put the barracks event and lock it behind certain blacksmiths and things like that. And basically, in a nutshell, and very, very briefly, it didn't work at all. The AI, as Ngugi warned, and as I myself also thought may be a problem, because I don't know how the AI prioritizes buildings, by locking the barracks is behind buildings as a requirement rather than, say, behind an event or something like that, is that the AI just did not know how to build its barracks. I'm the largest faction. I've barely got any regions. So all it meant there was that Rohan have joined with Mirkwood. Now we really want Mirkwood and Mordor to go to war. Anyway, all it really meant was that the AI basically never built a barracks, and it didn't work at all. We had about a day's worth of testing, and it was clear pretty much from the outset that it did not work the way it was set up. So we're going to have to go back to the drawing board on that. If it turns out we can't really remove the barracks event without making the game way too quick, because that's the main concern here. I'm not that bothered about people playing with elite units in 40-odd turns. What I am bothered about is, does it make it so simple that the game is basically over by like the 50th, 40th turn. I mean, those amongst you who are very, very good at the game, that will be the case anyway. But those amongst you who struggle with the game should be looking to win the game around, kind of around the 100, 120 mark.
Your will, my lord. Yes. A fine
That didn't
day
really
to
do
sail.
anything, did it? That didn't really help
Yes,
moving
sir.
up here.
Full sail.
So anyway, we're back to the drawing board, as I say, and we're looking at various things that we can do.
Orders.
And we have quite an... well, we have an army. It's not that great, but... more will come. Build it, and they will come. Now, the armies in Finabel, and when we finally take Amun Aithel, they will just kind of hang here, to be honest. We're allied to Khand, and they have the eastern side of Horondor. I was going to say northern then. They also have the southern edge here. So Harad have now only got Shafra and western Horondor, and then the rest of their heartlands are down over here. The problem is this is going to take Umbar completely out of the game, basically. So what I'm tempted to do is gift Amun Aithel to Umbar, because then if Khand do turn against me, Umbar might be more inclined to attack Khand, because they'll border them down here and they'll border them up here. But other than that, Umbar are basically out of the game now, unfortunately. If things really kick off and Khand do side with Mordor, then, as I say, Umbar should hopefully come in. But if we... oh, I don't really know. I will try and get Umbar in the game later on if we can. Interesting to note that Rohan have left us, though, and they've decided we're not worthy of their time. Now, the reason that this episode is late is, and I've been thinking of this pun all day, and I'm going to ruin it now because most of you aren't Northerners. I've been playing Assassin's Creed Origins, and I have been absolutely loving it. And I played it almost solidly yesterday, which for me was Sunday, but for you was 2 days ago. And I think it's just a huge improvement, an excellent return to form for the Assassin's Creed games, because they did used to be good. They started off a phenomena, but then they ruined themselves, in my opinion. And I think Origins is excellent. I am heavily biased, though, because I think the Egyptian time period, or the time period where Egypt is kind of merging a little with Rome, or Rome is taking over, is a very fascinating time period. And so I really, really enjoy it. And Bayek is in a good game. Yes.
Break their will.
Please tell me that someone out there understood that pun without me having to explain it. If you did, please comment. Please. I never ask for comments, but if you understood that pun, then please comment. It's not really a pun, it's more of a turn of phrase that Northerners use. But if you don't know it, you won't know it. But it made me chuckle this morning when I thought about it. How sad is that? I need to get out more. Anyway, we're fighting Harad. They're coming from various directions. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, also another thing. Obviously, the Bree campaign is coming to a close. And you'll be pleased to hear, or unpleased to hear, that I've already decided who's going to be next. And I'm not going to put it to a vote. It's a faction that's had quite a few changes that many of you have not seen at all, because I've never really given them any love. They're in a different arena to where we currently are. And they also conform to my playstyle quite nicely, which is good. So that will be interesting. And as always, with trying to show off DaC's popularity on YouTube, I'll see what other bits and bobs, if there's anything left to do for them before I get going, so that I can show off even more new stuff when it comes to it. I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. We've got one army coming from that way, but they're not the ones in the garrison, I don't think. And the garrison troops are coming in possibly from behind us. I think it's best if we actually pull up here. Pull up to this hill. But then we're hidden in the trees over there, which is nice. Nah, hiding doesn't help that much. Excuse me, sorry. Hiccups. Pikes. Forward. We could try and leave some troops in the trees and surround the enemy from the other side, but it never really works. We'll give it a whirl. Nothing to lose, have we? We only have one unit of archers in the whole army, and they're militia archers. And they're not even at full strength.
The enemy have brought up
Oh,
more
yeah, there they
men.
are. Oh, they are going to go right past our 3 axes. We've got our javelin troops standing by and ready. I'm pleased that Rohan attacked Gondor, but I really need Gondor to lose both Osgiliath and Caer Andros. Because if not Osgiliath, what do I mean? Henethanoon. Because if they lose them, then they will totally focus on the west. I will focus on the east. Problem solved. But if they keep trying to protect the east, they're going to stretch themselves too thin in the west, and they will collapse. And I can only protect them for so long. It just felt wrong attacking Gondor. But it feels right bringing down Rohan. Only that 1 unit of cavalry is going to throw us out. Who's coming to join you, though?
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
We're probably going to lose our 3 units of Horondor axemen here, because I've left them stranded. But hopefully the surprise attack has meant that their army's coming through a bit piecemeal. But what we should do is move our forces up. Try and catch the enemy unawares, like in a bit of a flank situation. Up we go. What are they? Camel riders? They are focusing heavily on our Horondor mercs, who are, as expected, getting slaughtered. Although I'd imagine the Horondor mercs should do really well against the warband, but they're not for some reason. They should be. There's a general out there somewhere who's doing some damage to us.
Bloody your spear points. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Javelins, fire. Oh, you have a terrible range. Enemy Horondor mercenaries, eh? Alright, out you go to start flanking. Oh, those Beastmasters. Ah, no, I've left Dropbox on. That's annoying. Beeping at me. Beastmasters, why did they just charge the morons?
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Pikes, please. Get the pikes. Excellent. Come off a defensive mode. How you doing over here? Oh, come off it. Oh, this is going to annoy me. Hello. Alright, there we are. That should resolve our problems. Turn Dropbox off. No, they're going to get massacred by... That's the bodyguard of Harad there. They're not... Those coastal wardens are going to die. Now, a lot of people that do take particular qualm with me training coastal wardens. But I would state that coastal wardens are at least javelins. They killed a lot of those trollmen before they became a problem, and they killed a lot of those pikemen before they became a problem. Oh, not him, surely. No, he's going for it. If need be, Adriel's standing by.
Fight for your honor. Fear nothing and fight well.
Don't have any cavalry. Oh, yeah, it's done that thing on the map. There we are. Oh, we only have 2 options. Incredibly zoomed out or all zoomed in. Oh, there we go. Let's fix this. Those mercs are still going. Come on, let's go and support them. You guys. Go for it. You are just chasing archers. They're never going to stop. Go for those pikemen. You guys go and get involved. It's 14 of them knocking around somewhere. Head up. No one on defensive mode anymore, please. You guys.
battle is very much in our
Come up
favor.
there.
Victory will be ours.
Oh, there's Gondor militia chasing those mercs.
Fear nothing and fight well. Fight for your honor. The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Who's that up there? Trollmen warriors. Throw those javelins.
Fear nothing.
You men throw your javelins.
Shot count. Fight for your honor. Make every shot count.
There we are, and they've thrown theirs. Perfect.
Make every shot count.
It's going to hell in a handbasket for the AI, isn't it? They're getting slaughtered out here. Their general's still alive somewhere, though.
Make every shot for your honor.
Everyone on those Black Snake Guard. We're doing down here, we're doing alright. There's a lot of Saffron Pikemen over there I'd like you all to go for. Surround them. Surround them utterly. This has again been a massacre.
Fight for your honor. Bloody your spear points. Ready for battle.
Ah, there's another bodyguard up there. I don't know where he's going there. He's going for the archers. Oh, he is, isn't he?
We've lost half of our men.
Well, that's them running. Trollmen on the hill. You guys are just taking the arrow fire. We're not going to be able to catch everyone,
Abandons
but
his
they'll run away soon enough. How did our archers fare? 57, that's not bad. Doesn't matter all that much if we don't kill the generals, because the two
Behold how our
actual
cowardly
generals
foe runs.
are both in the
Time
city.
to press the attack.
So if they lose this battle, they're just dead. There's nothing they can do. But he's still fighting on. There he goes. Roaming around. How can you not see that your time here is done,
If
my
we continue
friend?
like this, we will smash the enemy.
Kill everything.
Bloody your spear.
Oh, they're done. What is actually still fighting? The bodyguard. And there he is. He's never gonna... They're never gonna kill him. Is anybody running?
Fear nothing and fight well. Fear... Behold how our
Oh, he died!
foe runs.
Yes!
This is a clear victory.
Oh, we lost a few too many than we should have done, but solid victory nevertheless. 296. Arundel mercenaries, and they survived. Well done, man. Well done. Isildur and Anarion of the Rings of Power in the Third Age. You know what Gondor means? I'll tell you. Rock land. Or stone land. Land of stone. Do you know what Arnor means? I'll tell you. King's land. Lands of the king. Do you know why that is?
No.
I'll tell you as well. Because the High King of both Gondor and Arnor was, of course, Elendil, and he took Arnor as his main and principal residence. So the lands were named after it. We're just occupied. We don't need anything special from here. And we're going to give it to Umbar anyway, aren't we? Where's our diplomat? Diplomat? I have some diplomacy. Khand stands with the Astari. I was wondering how this script would affect the... Oh, that's going to affect it in interesting ways, indeed. Mordor, Harad, Rune. Oh, yes! The Variags of Khand, because of the script, have gone to war with Mordor, which has broken their alliance with Mordor. This is the best outcome of this. Yes! So they've gone to war with Mordor through the script, because I was really concerned that they would stand with Mordor if we attacked Mordor. Obviously, they've broken their alliance with us, but that's just because the script sets them to neutral with Gondor and Dol Amroth. So I should be able to quite easily nip over to Khand and get their alliance back. Which I'm going to do by cheating my diplomat around, because it takes so long to bloody move them anyway. And you're all, by this point, aware that I cheat diplomats around, because even the people that created this game thought that diplomats shouldn't be a thing. And they removed them. After this very game, in fact. This is the last Total War game where diplomats on the map were an actual thing. And we're back! Yes!
We welcome words of wisdom such as these.
Interesting that it's... Does that mean that Khand were not at war with Harad before then? No, they definitely were. But that scroll just said they are now at war with Harad. So I wonder if they've been dragging their feet. Unbar diplomat, there you are.
Your orders. As you wish. Tomorrow's journey planned out. Stopping here.
Leave behind 150 of them. Not bothered about building towers or anything like that, but go and take that fort. Although I will have towers in this edge of Tirothride. I'll get you to do that, Adriel. I don't really need the army I've just sent with you. Oh, screw it, they'll be right. It's just that. Could do with chucking some more troops into that one just to stave off what Harad is going to send. I've just stupidly sent them that way. Can't move them anyway. It doesn't matter. Now, interesting with Rohan. Rohan are so poor in the auto-resolve because cavalry is awful in auto-resolve that they have lost Caer Andros to Gondor. It's just madness. Now, what I would quite like is another diplomat, because I would like to approach Gondor and ask to maybe buy Caer Andros from them, because I think I could do a better job with it than they can. We've got quite a sizable army knocking around here now.
Your will, my lord. As you wish.
So let's build an army worthy of Mordor. We've got 2 generals. 3 if we take Barragund. But then Barragund's quite a good city general. You 2 are much better on the field. Who's the best? You are, Farden, not far away. We're taking on a cavalry nation, so siege and range. I will take those archers, and I will take those javelin troops. More archers. Oh, pikemen, and our own cavalry to counter theirs. I've taken the whole army, basically. And then from here, I want those pikes. Space for 2 more. Take another unit of siege. And that unit of guardsmen. It won't be long until we can actually retrain them properly here. We just need the barracks. We've got a while until we can get that, unfortunately. Whoops. You are going to be the anti-Rohan army. You're going to be the, hey Rohan, suck on this army. In fact, what might be very advisable is if you just go and take that city from them. It will take them totally out of this area, which we want to protect, and it will move them off. I'll tell you what we do not need is very many troops in Minas Tirith, though, actually. Western Osgiliath is way more risky at the moment. Just get what you can in there. I've got some troops in here, haven't I? Yeah, you can go to Western Osgiliath. Minas Tirith, you train anything. Troop trash it'll have to be. And what was left in Karasas? Oh, you're not a very good army to leave there. If you are actually going to be running around, then take those Pinnith cavalry. And it makes way more sense to take Lord Imrahil, doesn't it? Because he's a phenomenal general. Captain Himian, Western Osgiliath. I mean, oh, doesn't like us. Low tax rate now, you're not too bad. Should we delete a few things to get a bit more money? Yes. Sorry, Umbar. I'd rather have the money than leave you with all of this. So I'm hoping to use it to buy off Caer Andros. I'd really like Caer Andros. I'm not as bothered about Henneth and Noon, but I'd really like Caer Andros. Really like. And I'm absolutely thrilled with the recent events of Khand. Should we see what has happened in their heartland? It just means the Blue Wizards should have just joined them, I think. Oh no, siding with the Blue Wizards. Oh, actually, this is going to hugely weaken them. Oh, of course. Siding with the Blue Wizards means that your territories revolt against you. They're going to lose most of their main centres. So they're going to be quite weak for a while, actually. We're going to have to pick up the slack. No, we can't get very much there, can we? Who's in that fort? A couple of units of cav. I've got towers as far out as I can really get towers in my heartlands. But I think that's going to be it for today. Excellent. So we didn't have to fight Rohan. Instead, we took down Amun-Ithel, and now some political intrigue to come. And hopefully Khand will remain strong. I'm really hoping that Khand will re-ally with Umbar, because they were originally allied to Umbar. Only a few turns ago, but obviously the script just set them to war, which doesn't make them hate you if a script does it. So they will be at war with each other without the feeling that one or the other hates the other one. So they should be able to re-ally quite easily. And then with any luck, once Harad falls, Mordor's got a real powerful enemy knocking on its door in the combination of me and Khand. But it might make Mordor more inclined to attack me because they're now at war with one of my allies. 2 of my allies. But anyway, for now, that will be all. So I do hope you've enjoyed today's episode. There will be another episode on a day where there normally isn't, which will be Wednesday. So it was only the Saturday video of this last week that will actually have gone. There would have been 2 Dol Amroth and 2 Bree, but with 2 days in weird places. And then back to normal next week. But for now, that will be all. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you have. And until we speak again, dear friends, Navar na den Perimad Melonin, and farewell.